Hey guys, I'm a Forester here with another knife video. Now in my last video, a subscriber, Bostic Logic, commented that my coffee was missing, which normally you see my red bandana and a cup of coffee right there in the video. I do drink a lot of coffee, I'll have to confess to that. And the truth is, in the last video I had already drunk a pot of coffee before I made the video. And I figured I didn't need any more, I was already wired enough. Now I keep my coffee hot in this Stanley thermos. I've had this thermos for ages and I still use it. And you might be interested in what I'm drinking. I've never shown it before, but I like Starbucks coffee. They roast their coffee beans right here in South Carolina, just south of Columbia. This isn't the blend, this is a breakfast blend, and it's a little milder than what I normally drink. I normally like my coffee black, strong, and hot. But anyway, this is what I'm drinking today, and it's back in the picture. The topic of this video is tactical knives. Now I've done a series of videos on this subject, and with this video I'll try to wrap up my thoughts on tactical knives and specifically when I would carry each of these knives. I've done detailed reviews on these knives. This is the Almar Eagle Ultralight, the Spyderco Police, and the Emerson Gentleman Jim. These knives were designed specifically for self-defense. The issue of self-defense is a sensitive one, and it's an area where we may disagree, but I think we'd be amiss if we didn't at least think about our self-defense systems, because we never know when we may need to defend our lives, the lives of our loved ones, and those of people around us. Really, it's all about risk. On a typical day, I'm going to go to the office, I'm going to go to the post office and get the mail, and I may stop on the way home and get gas or go to the grocery store. But the risk of needing a tactical knife on most of the days is very slim. And so on those days, and it might be 90% of the time, I'm going to carry this Almar Eagle Ultralight. It's very slim, it's lightweight, and it rides easily in my pocket. I forget that it's there, and most people, even if they notice it, don't identify it as a tactical knife. Now, maybe up to 10% of the time, I may be traveling or in situations where I feel like I need to upgrade the knife, and I'll go from the Almar Eagle to the Spyderco Police. It's very slim, just like the Almar, but it has additional strength characteristics. It has those steel liners. There's a little more heft to it. It's a little heavier. It has a longer blade. Now, I corrected what I said in my video about that blunt tip. I felt like that tip would hurt the penetration of that knife, but in the penetration test it performed just as well as the Emerson. Now there are going to be some times when I feel the need to carry even more capability than the Spyderco Police, and at those times I'll break out the Emerson Gentleman Jim. I think it's probably the most capable of any of these three knives for many reasons. Number one is that wave feature right there that brings that knife out of pocket and ready to go into action. But it's also lightweight, and it felt the best in my hand of any of these three knives when I did that penetration test. You may be able to tell that yourself in watching the videos. So 90% of the time I'm going to be carrying the Almar Eagle Ultralight, maybe up to 10% of the time the Spyderco Police, but when I feel the need, I'm going to break out the most capable knife of the three, and that's going to be the Emerson Gentleman Jim. Now there's one other knife in my collection that I haven't mentioned in this series on tactical knives, but I think that it has capabilities there in self-defense, and if I carried it, I don't think I'd be limiting myself at all. I don't think of it as a tactical knife, but when the spirit moves me, I'm going to be carrying the Chris Reeve Large Sebenza, and I don't think I'll be limiting myself at all. Y'all take care. Talk to you later.